Good evening, and welcome to Military Strategies. We're here again. This time we're ready. June 8th, 2026. Israel responds to Iran and launches an attack. That's right, at this moment while we're speaking, as the sun rises, in the Middle East, Israel is attacking cities like Tehran, Isfahan, Kermashan, Tabriz, Arag. Right now, while we're speaking, Israeli planes are taking off at this moment, heading to Iran. Iran under attack, and Israel responds. And Bibi has done what he had to do. Family, your likes, your comments. Let's get started. Oh. Family, good evening, and welcome to Military Strategies. We're live right now. Breaking news. Breaking news right now, while we are talking here, on your information channel, on your channel, for things that happen in real time. Last night, this very night, Iran attacked Israel. For 2 hours, we have been talking with Ariel Kanievski about the possible scenarios, about what could happen and what might occur. Donald J. Trump said that Netanyahu doesn't decide anything. Israel has nothing to say. Netanyahu has done it again. He did it with Joe Biden, and now he's doing it with Donald J. Trump. The answer is no. They won't attack us without there being a response. No, we're going to stay waiting to be bombed. We have footage, family, of that attack that's happening right now in Iran. But I want to ask you to drop a like and leave your comments here in the chat. We're live right now. I was already getting into bed. I was already lying in bed. I did a final review of what was happening, and I saw the news and refreshed 5 times to see if it was true. And it was confirmed. The Israeli Air Force has attacked targets inside Iran. The Air Force attacked military targets. Recently, in western and central Iran, among the targets that have been attacked, no less than the Tehran airport. That's what you're hearing. Images of what's happening right now. Images of this, and we're going to quickly look to the skies to see what's happening, what's going on. And for now, no alarms in Israel. We have multiple cameras. Everything is ready. We're back with the war coverage. With the action here on Military Strategies. Video. Image of Isfahan. Several places attacked. Now, Donald J. Trump doesn't seem to decide as much. It seems that now Israel is going to decide its future. Or not. Or could it be an attack to whitewash the situation? Let's find out here on military strategies. Live. Well, let's see how the skies are looking. Let's see how the skies are right now. Special program on military strategies. This is crazy. Earthquakes, attacks, missiles, everything. And for everyone. They just evacuated a P-8. Radio silence. In the area we're interested in, Jordan, we're going to do a replay. This was 2 hours ago. Let's watch it. They've turned off the transponder. We can see the movements of the planes. But now the question is Iran going to respond? This is going to be the next chapter. Places that have been attacked. One of Iran's main missile bases. The mountain that's hollow. This is one of the main facilities of the Iranian regime. Urmia. Next to the Salt Lake now. Lake Urmia. Water has started flowing in, so it's no longer as dry. Tabriz, right behind Urmia. There too. Look. Last night, the missile also came from Tabriz. Columns of smoke rising right now. And just a moment, because I have to confirm breaking news. Apparently, just a few minutes ago, planes have taken off. Heading to Iran. There could be more waves. Israel. Israel is getting ready for Iran's response. In a while, what you're listening to. Here we are. The moment has arrived. Is this a makeup scene? Iran has attacked us. We attack. We drop something. We return to the ceasefire. The truce is over. The war is back. It's the excuse they were both waiting for. The future can be decided today. June 8th, 2026. Things can happen. Iran. Iran has just announced breaking news. It seems that Israel has used air-launched ballistic missiles against Iran. It seems so, according to Iran, that the planes did not enter the territory. Iran. Maybe Trump told him, I don't want any planes to enter in Iran. Vivi told him, don't worry, Donald. We're not going to enter Iranian airspace with the planes. Vivi, he crossed the line. And now what's missing is the post by Donald J. Trump on his social network, criticizing Israel. There we are, waiting on multicam footage. Tehran, Isfahan, Tel Aviv, northern Israel. All set. Whatever has to happen will happen. For now, Donald J. Trump, he doesn't say anything. More than 10 sites attacked by the Israeli forces. In response to the attack from Iran, the difference. Iran's missiles, they were intercepted. Israel's, they were intercepted on the ground. This is crazy right now. We're going to do some spying right now. Family, we're live. Things are coming in. Nobody should miss this, because things are about to start escalating. Alad Idam. Israel has been left to its fate, and its fate is going to be to perish, God willing. Are you saying the US has abandoned Israel? Are you implying this Iran Idam? I don't know. But right now, this is circulating on their networks right now while we're talking. They're really pissed off in Idam. They're really pissed off right now. In Idam, the White House. White House confirms the US did not participate in this attack. They're backing out. Breaking news. The White House steps aside. We have not attacked. We have not given the order to attack. If Bibi has done it, he must have used his 4 tanker planes for this operation. Or maybe somewhere between Israel and Edom, there may be a surprise. Iran can play dumb, but I think they will respond. Iran has been acting really cocky for a few weeks now. Let's see if now the deck, the game of chess, the poker deck It moves. Take a seat. Place your bets. Iran is going to attack. Everything is ready. And I thought I was going to sleep. And I thought I was going to end the day like this. No, no, my friends, no. That's how it is. We return to this program's essence. Here, nobody moves. Sure, there's something interesting I'll share. Within this story, no one in the Republican Party. When Iran has attacked Israel, and Donald J. Trump has come out to tell Israel not to attack, no one from the Republican Party has come out to support Donald J. Trump. I haven't talked about this with Ariel, but he's probably watching us. I'm sure someone is watching us. I'm not going to get him out of bed, please. But I haven't talked about this with Ariel. No top Republican Party officials have voiced support for Trump. Netanyahu, he has seen it. He saw the play clearly. He said, his party doesn't support him. I make a move. And let's see what happens. By the way, we don't know if there has been impacts or not. But there's something that stands out. This attack was expected. Someone has warned Iran. I'm going to show you a video. During the show with Ariel, something has happened. Family. When we were talking with Ariel Kanitsky, something has happened. It has happened. I have mentioned it. It's recorded there. Let's watch it. Let's watch it because this is incredible. Again, the crystal ball. He has taken action. Pay attention to what I'm going to show you now. 1 second. Let's get it ready. Filter so you can see it. There was a detail that was striking. Let's go to the map. What could it have been? What happened? It's striking. Interviewing Ariel Carnero, that's Kanitsky judo history. Something happens. Something happened there. Something happened there. What was it? Well, Iran has started moving planes. What you're hearing, let's play it back. They've probably taken them to Pakistan. Let's go check it out over there. Because we also have video. Iran, what has there they are. Operation. Planes taking off in the middle of the night. They've started to take out planes. More planes. Another one. Where are they going? Destiny. East. More planes. Iran was warned about an attack. Look, more planes are arriving. They have started to move their fleet. They have evacuated their airports. Who leaked to Iran that an attack was coming? There's another one. This seems even more serious to me. And I think nobody has noticed this detail. What's more? Let's check it out. Video. Iran. That's the moment when Iran is evacuating the planes. De su territorio. You can see it there. In the middle of the night, leaving for an unknown destination. They evacuated the planes because they knew that Israel could attack them or was going to attack them. And if someone told them that they were going to attack the airport, then we have a mole inside. Images from right. At the moment, there are no alarms in Israel. If someone told them they were going to be attacked, maybe the attack was arranged, so that for internal consumption in Israel, they don't burn Bibi. Or maybe Bibi has laid his cards on the table. Either Iran or us. And this is interesting too. Has Bibi given Donald J. Trump an ultimatum? It could be. It could be here. It could be anything. For now, POTUS isn't speaking. He's not speaking. But how far could this go? What are the plans that Iran could put on the table in this story? Well, it's clear. It can attack American bases. It can attack the Emirates again. It can attack Israel again. They said that if there was any attack by Israel against Iran, the response would be even greater. For now, there is no response. Is Iran going to wait? Was it a bluff? Everyone here is waiting. Everyone is waiting for the moment when this is there. For now, Israel has made a move. It seems that for now, Israel's first wave has ended. 12 attacks. 12 targets. And according to Israel's Channel 2, Tehran International Airport has been attacked. That's right. Now we have to see if Iran respond. What do you guys think? Is Iran going to respond? I think we need to talk. Long and hard, tonight and this day. The war was over. That's what they said. Well, it seems that it was. Donald Trump still hasn't spoken. Everyone is refreshing Donald J. Trump's official page right now to see if he's speaking or saying anything. It's amazing. What do you want me to say? Notice that we thought we said, and many people also said, and it actually makes sense, right? They're not going to attack Iran because there's a World Cup. There won't be a war because the midterm elections are coming up. When everything seems to be under control, when it seems like there are no more options, Iran attacked. That's true. This is the first time Iran has struck first before Israel attacked it. Why? The first time they launched missiles and drones against Israel, it was in response to an Israeli attack on the Iranian consulate in Damascus. This time that hasn't happened. And this is also a milestone. For the first time, Iran takes the initiative to attack Israel, using as an excuse a simple attack in Beirut. But breaking the timeline, which is usual. Now Israel is the one that has responded to the attack. That's right. That's right. And what is Trump doing now? What's the current time in Washington? Well, no. In Washington, D.C., it's 10:31. Is Donald J. Trump calling Bibi right now? Is he saying that you're crazy? Or maybe Donald J. Trump knew. Maybe he said, look, do whatever you want, but don't go too far. We don't have confirmation of any key target being taken out. Thank you. We still don't know if regime targets or bases have been attacked. I think it was bases, plus the airport. Where does this leave us? No. Well, this puts us in an interesting spot. Why? Because Iran has been reopening its missile silos in recent weeks. It has prepared with new missile launchers, aiming at Israel along with drones. It all began with the end of our last program about the earthquake. There were air raid alarms in Jordan because of drones. Is this in response to the drone or missile attack? Or to both? Iran acknowledges the attack, and that's even worse. Because now Iran has to respond. But there's another issue. Alarms in Saudi Arabia. It seems that there are alarms in Saudi Arabia. We'll confirm it in a few minutes. There's another top. If Iran now fires at Israel, what will be the reaction of the United States of America? The United States has more than 70 aircraft on Israeli territory. I would say more than 100. From what I've seen, more than 100. Could there be a joint response? What could happen at this moment? We're also not clear about the issue with the sirens in Saudi Arabia. If this isn't clear, we'll look into it now. We have new videos. New videos show what happened there. Things don't look good for Iran. It doesn't look good at all. See, let's go. There it is. Footage. Iran wakes up like this. I think it's striking. Huge columns of smoke for everyone to see. So Israel didn't just want to hit a radar on top of a mountain and run away. If what they wanted was a symbolic attack, this isn't it. It isn't. Iran still hasn't spoken. Everyone is waiting for Donald J. Trump. Now he will come out and say, Israel, don't attack anymore. Let's see. Heads up. Breaking news. Breaking news right now. Pay attention to this. Saudi Arabia. Sion. A warning has been issued by the National Early Warning Platform of the Al-Qarq Governorate to warn of a danger. Please follow the instructions below. Citizens are advised to take shelter and follow instructions from the National Early Warning Platform. We have an image to verify this information. Iran appears poised to attack Saudi Arabia. Or it seems that it's going to be cloudy at dawn. There it is. Well, this is incredible. Pay attention to this too. Overlord drone that was returning to base just turned around and is staying in the area of operations. It was already arriving, and they sent it back. Overlord, once again, active. Let's go see something. All the planes. For now, there's no rerouting. For now, there are no detours for civilian flights. They're going to attack to the base. The one they've, well, I think it's the Prince Sultan base. They took the P8 from here. Let's take a look over here. Of course, here it is. This is it. This is what's happening, family. This airbase, Prince Sultan's, is going to be attacked. Let's look for her around here. Let's switch maps for a faster, smoother experience. We continue with multi-camera. We're ready. Here. Multi-camera. There you have it. Don't worry, we have cameras. Everything's ready. Let's try to make sense of this. Prince Sultan Air Base. Here it is. It matches the alert location. This is the base that could be attacked soon. Iran could attack Prince Sultan Air Base. Sirens. Launches from Iran right now. Sirens right now. The Prince Sultan Air Base is under attack. Flight radar. A tanker plane took off from there. The airspace is currently at full capacity. For now, Iran is not attacking Israel. It attacked due to an attack in Dajia, but not because of an attack on its own land. And this? What does it mean? We're live right now, family. 17,000 people. You have to share. You have to leave likes. We have to bring more people. There's the column of smoke. Each one moving the pieces on the board to see what happens. We keep looking for news. At this moment, Iran is attacking a United States of America base. Let's see what Donald Trump has to say. Shall we sit down to negotiate? The negotiations are going well. They barely have any missiles left. They don't have any radars. They don't have an army. But they're still bombing. Iran keeps attacking. Let's see if POTUS wakes up. POTUS, are you going to wake up? Anything to say? Are you attacking your partner? You're attacking a US base in your partner's country. Are you going to keep negotiating? I don't. We have the super chats open for comments. Let's do it. Let's check the comments people are sending. I want this to be interactive. Now I can't go to sleep anymore. Well, we'll be here. They say here. They say, I'm in Florida. I can't sleep. Me neither. I'm in Spain. 4:44. You still have some light left. Jade. Speed. Maria, thank you. Tron's peace plan is ruined. Skirata. Possibly. Aida. Thank you very much, Aida. Maricel, thank you. Very generous. Victoria, welcome. Let's see if everything is coldly calculated. This weakens Iran economically, and this is what Tron wants. What do you think? I think Tron doesn't want this. But I think Vivi,
and has attacked. He did it. So we're doing well. Strategy. I was the same. Lying in bed after your live with Ariel, resigned. Honestly, I do one last check on my phone and I just got a day off at work. I won't say more. It's going to be a very intense vacation, the Los Anidas. I said strategy, be careful tonight. Vivi was humiliated by Tron. I knew he was going to act, yes. Nice observation and analysis, Pablo. Congratulations. The future Donald Trump will be with the journalist. He gets up and leaves. God bless Israel during hardship, an Arab coalition will form. The Chinese police action in Martha Mar, Taiwan demonstrates strength. I'll discuss Taiwan, but I believe the Emirates may be attacked and Israel will respond. Raquel Jaifa, greetings from Texas, military strategies. Welcome. Bye-bye. Welcome. Jacob, thank you very much. We are live. We couldn't leave the people of Israel on their own. Here we are. Together. Ready. Como el primer día. Hey, what a shame. The first attack caught me outside. Already studied inside. And besides, no one else is here. Just us. We are here. All right. What else do we have? Update. This is interesting. We hadn't considered this scenario. The danger in Al-Kark province is over. For your safety, keep following instructions. The first wave has passed. Thank you. Saudi Arabia ordered no photos or video recording. I'm not going fishing today. The fish will miss me. That's right. All right. Greetings from New York. Greetings. William, greetings. And now what's going to happen? There aren't that many images of what's happening in Iran either. Has Vivi gone crazy? Or is Vivi doing what he has to do? I think he has to do what he's doing. Hello! Things are getting a lot more interesting now. There was an ultimatum in place until Thursday. The question I ask is, why wait until Thursday? Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today. And what might he be thinking? What might Pesescuyan be thinking? His attempts to put an end to this war are not working. By the way, the elections in Peru. A technical tie with a small difference between Roberto Sanchez and Keiko Fujimori. Ganem, for now, by a small margin, the communists. Only the pilots were on the plane in the Dominican Republic. Thanks for the last-minute info. Thanks for the update, Samuel. Great collaboration. Vivi never disappoints, and you don't sleep me, Mazinger. I'm here dead tired. I'm dead tired in the chair. If you see that I start rambling, telling stories and strange tales, it's because I've fallen asleep, and I'm talking to myself. So no one needs to worry. Are they going to attack?
Just imagine if we end the live stream now, and 5 minutes later, the sirens start going off. It's a complicated issue. It's a complicated issue. Very complicated. Well, the attack has targeted 2 objectives scattered across the country. This has also been an attack to show Iran that Israel has the capability to enter and breach the country on its own. Even with the reinforcement of their air defense or whatever adjustments they've made to their air defense, this means that Israel still has the capability to harm Iran. Now, is it an attack that's going to be significant? No. No. My brother Ariel Kanievsky used to say that as long as there are people who still haven't met their maker, Iran will stay the same. You blow up a base or you blow up 4 things, you're not going to see any change. Let's see. Trump's post. But for now, nothing. I think there's nothing from Trump for now. No, for now, nothing. Do you think this, look, this question is very good. Don't you think this is to force Iran to sign? But Iran doesn't want to sign. But Israel doesn't want Iran to sign either, since what would be signed is bad for Israel. So I think both of them are giving themselves the chance to still size each other up. Honestly, in my opinion, I think they still haven't sized each other up yet. For Iran's forces to attack missile facilities that are protected underground, only hitting the entrances so that an excavator can open them 3 hours later, is not effective. They have used a lot of ammunition over the past few months. They spent it, but it's ineffective. Why isn't it effective? Because Iran still has the missile facilities and keeps launching missiles. So that doesn't work. We need to look for another option. Who has the key to that option? Israel. Israel is the one with intelligence on the ground, the one that wanted to move the Kurds, the one that wanted to do a lot of things. Incoming missiles. Attacks. Iran is attacking. Iran is attacking, folks. We are live. Iran is attacking. Atención. Alarms. Right now. Azod. All-out attack from Iran. 469 cities. Iran is attacking Israel right now. Family, we're live. There's the answer. Everyone to the shelters right now. Let's mark it. This is the pre-alert. Everyone to the shelters. Soon. The whole country. North of Jerusalem. Jerusalem. Everywhere. Let's go, multi-camera. I'm getting out of here. We're giving visuals. In 5 minutes, the missiles will reach Israel. More missiles. Early warning. 183 cities right now. We're changing the title. Change the title. We are live. Military strategies. The war returns. One second. We're live. Live cameras, same thing. Take a look at this. Well, a lot of my friends are on their way to the shelter right now. It started. They fired from Yemen. They also fired from Yemen. Let's see. Okay, we have missiles. Let's go with alert. Let's do this. This is what we have. Shot from Yemen. It looks like this is from Yemen. Done. Beximis. Hebron. This whole area, Modi. Rallat, Rollot, Rishon LeZion, Ramat Gam. Let's go to the footage. Live camera. There are sirens. I'm not playing the sound of the sirens, but there are sirens. There are sirens right now. Sirens in Tel Aviv. If you're in Israel, let me know. I don't want to turn on the sound and alarm anyone. But there are attacks right now. At this moment, attacks. We are live. The Tel Aviv camera is moving. Looks like they fired from Yemen. Attack from Yemen. From the trajectory we're seeing, attack on Israel. Let's mute the audio. Well, we hadn't planned for this. It's not Iran that's launching directly. It's the Houthis, which shows another ally they have. So far, nothing has been seen, I assume. Let's see. If it was the Houthis, they rarely launch, but they've launched a missile. The question now is whether they're going to launch many more. That's what I'll tell you. Thank you. The situation right now in the skies. Let's take a look. What's happening right now in the skies?
airspace. Civilian flights. The plane from Ethiopia is currently being diverted. The plane from Boston can't land right now. A flight from Paris to Tel Aviv. We don't know what's happening. This is going to cause the airport to be closed. Well, something catches your attention. Let's go to the map. Looking at the trajectory of that missile, we know that Iran has attacked the Prince Sultan base. That's clear to us, or at least I think it's clear to all of us. If this happened in a straight line from Hebron, I'm going to look for it around here. Things are really slow today. Sorry about that. We're having problems, complicated ones. Let's take a look at it. Here's Hebron. Drawing the line. The trajectory. It must have been launched from the area. The north of Yemen. It's from this area. It's from that area over there. That launch must have happened there. We still don't have confirmation of any injuries. Goodbye. A stray missile from Yemen. All good. A stray missile from Yemen. This is amazing. Now we have to send to the IDF to attack Yemen. That would be another option. What's going on here? Did anyone want more? Can anything else happen? We are live right now. Watching this story. The story of the war. There we are. Well, we have United States base in Saudi Arabia attacked. Israeli airspace attacked by a missile from Yemen. Israel has attacked Iran. Iran, which responds through the Houthis. And now what? Let's negotiate. Can we negotiate? I don't think so. I don't think so. There. Let's review networks. Let's take a look at what are these people saying online. For now, Iran's response to Israel's bombing of its territory is to launch a missile from Yemen.
I don't know if I should just go to sleep and leave it at that. There are things that surprise me. Is Iran capable of launching 3 waves of missiles at Israel? Thanks to him. They launched them. Israel bombs 12 of their locations in Iran, and they respond to that. In response, they launch a missile from Yemen. By the way, speaking of petrol, let's make a quick aside there. Speaking of petrol, let's see if the Tiger story finally ends. And the Tiger lets Petro get expelled from YouTube. Look at what Petro has started to say. I'm going to cross it out because I don't want my channel to get censored because of Petronidas. But he said a classic Petronada. That's what Ariel was saying. He had said, hey, the guy with the mustache, the ambassador of Israel to the United Nations responded to him. What Petro said was terrible. It's negative. There you have it. Petro being Petro.
President of Colombia. Whatever is happening in his personal life, there are lines that should never be crossed. Using Nazi slogans is a shameful low from which there is no return. I hope he reconsiders and apologizes before this Wednesday, when he is scheduled to preside over the debate at the United Nations Security Council. Well, Petro knows the red lines and the white lines. He is an expert in lines. Lines, curves, anything you can think of. There he is with Petro. There is no confirmation of damage. The missile has been brought down. See. What do we have here? Pay attention to the message from my friend Irving Gatell on Twitter.
I'll check if he's awake. Dr. Gatell, I think he's awake. Let's see if he wants to come. Dr. Gatell, if you're watching us, the door is open. Come in. Make yourself at home. Pay attention to Gatell's outburst. Gatell goes all out. Trump must be very pleased with this. Iran is about to make the decisive mistake of this war. But unintentionally, he's reminding Mohammed bin Salman that he has to join the Abraham Accords. Irving Gatell. He says it's going to be a sleepless night tonight. Let's see what else. Well, give me a second. I'm going to call him on the phone. I would like Gatell to come. Let's see. Trying to contact the genius Gatell. We're on it. We're on it. Gatell will be here in 10 minutes. So Gatell, in 10 minutes, you've been warned. Dr. Gatell, in 10 minutes, well, preamble to Dr. Gatell. Paul, because he's going to come and tell us about it. But I'm going to spoil it. Spoil Gatell. Madre mía. A ver. Let's read it. Things got really interesting in Iran. Iran launches a small attack on Israel, not by choice, but because it can no longer mount a massive bombardment. Israel shot down all the missiles that posed a risk. Zero damage, zero casualties. 2. Israel responds with a bombardment that also shouldn't be defined as massive. However, it was a strategically well-designed attack. Air defense batteries, the main airport in Tehran, and a drone factory. If the war breaks out again, Iran will feel those losses and the United States will enjoy it. 3. It's going all out. It's clear that Iran's ability to attack Israel is now greatly reduced. Israel's ability to attack Iran remains at its peak. Iranian defenses were conspicuously absent. Israel acted freely in Iran's airspace. 4. Iran now faces a choice about launching a more aggressive attack, but that would play into the hands of the United States and Israel. In that case, Iran would be responsible for reigniting the war. The interesting thing is that if Iran wants to show its strength, it has to attack the Arab countries. With Israel, we've already seen that it can't. Well, it's happening. It's happening, Gatell. There are reports of alarm sirens in Saudi Arabia. It seems that Iran wants to escalate the problem. The war could restart today. Paradoxically, an attack against the Gulf Arab countries is great news for Trump. It will remind the rulers of Riyadh and Doha that it's time to join the Abraham. Tonight is a sleepless night, waiting to see how things escalate. We've already spoiled it for Dr. Gatell. He's coming right now. Exclusive coverage tonight here on Military Strategies. War is back. How beautiful she is. Please take a good look at her. And seeing that is priceless. Night. What a place. What a place. All right, let's keep reading more things that are coming in here. Oh, the chief of staff of the IDF and the high command of the IDF are right now directing the IDF attacks. The IDF attacks in Iran from the command center of the Israeli Air Force. The IDF will remain at its highest level of readiness, both offensively and defensively. We are fully prepared to continue operations on all fronts against those who threaten the state of Israel. This is crazy. Welcome to Strategies in the Middle East. Welcome to the madness of the Middle East. We're live, family. Well, those likes are super important. Eugenio Gatell is coming now to explain to us what's happening here. Different perspectives, different ways to understand it. But the Jews have fired a missile. Thanks a lot, Amira, for the memberships, my friend. No, it's just that. Look, there's a complicated issue here. Iran said that if a missile from Israel landed in Iran, the response would be terrifying. And what they've done is send their flip-flop wearing friends from Yemen to launch a missile. Well, the capital is still Jerusalem. This is tremendous. Well, here we are, live in the Pearl of the City. I'm going to tell you something while we wait for Gatell to arrive. Personally, when I go to Jerusalem, it's at dawn, at night. I've gone with Ariel during the day to have some adventures around there by the Al-Aqsa Mosque and so on. And my goodness, we're crazy. But I like it at night. I like it at night. I think it's special. When there's no one around, you can walk the streets alone, listen to the sound of your footsteps, and realize where you are. I believe that's the key to discovering the city. Most tourists visit during the day. Thanks. A lot of people go. They go at night. In my case, I go at night. But well, here we are. Let's recap. What have we done today? Let's go for it. Israel attacks Beirut. Iran.
attack Israel. Launch 3 waves of missiles from different locations. I'm giving you information now. 4 missiles launched from Kermashan in the first wave. 5 missiles launched from Tabriz in the second wave. 3 missiles from Urmia in the third wave. And 7 missiles from Isfahan, Tabriz, and Deful in the fourth wave. The fire was focused in northern Israel. All were shot down without damage. After this, Bibi was talking with Trump. Trump told him not to attack. Trump said that Bibi had no say here, that he was the one making the decision. Israel rose up like a lion and said, how? He showed his claws, he bared his teeth, and attacked Iran. 12 targets. And Iran responds with an attack from Yemen. Ballistic missile, 1. Just 1. Too ridiculous. We expected more. There may be more. Don't celebrate victory yet. We still need to be very cautious. Well, it seems not. It looks like Trump has written.
One is awake. Family. Donald J. Trump is awake. What you're hearing.
Did he comment on the attack? What is Donald J. Trump doing? He posted on his social network 20 minutes ago that the elections in California are a scam. No comments. Juan is groggy right now. He's KO because Vivi just pulled a move on him. Someone is telling Donald J. Trump right now, calm down, accept it. Israel is handling the matter. Oh my God, what a night. Oh my God, what madness. This is incredible. And we were about to go to sleep. 5:23 in Spain live right now. The question is, those who were celebrating Iran's attack on Israel last night, where are they now? Last night they were very happy. And now, what happened? You're not happy anymore. In Lebanon, in Iran. The party's over. Here in Spain this week,
We've had a visit from Bad Bunny. They put on a concert with the little house and everything. Quite a show. Tickets for $700 and things like that, and even more. Well, whatever. That's his price. And this is like Bad Bunny. But in Iran, here we can see all of that. Listening to Iranian reggaeton. All that's missing is the Titi me preguntó part. If I have a lot of mártires, we have to do the remix. Someone has to get into artificial intelligence. I don't know who can do it. But the song Titi me pregunto, if I have a lot of martyrs. Today I have one, tomorrow another. There's no Ayatollah for you there. That'd be great. Well, I think we have a second. We have someone here waiting for Dr. Gatell. Just a second. We're going to share the screen with Dr. Gatell first so he can see this. The story is just amazing. It's amazing. And I also think that they live in a world so far removed from reality. They really believe they've won the war or that they're winning it. I don't know. But let's see it. Let's see if Dr. Gatell, Doctor is here with us. Can you hear us, Dr. Gatell? Can you hear us?
Perfectly, my dear military strategist.
I'm here, ready. This is going great today. No audio problems. Nothing at all. We're now with Dr. Gatell, looking for the cat.
No, I'm looking for the Ethernet cable, so the signal...
Fine. No, Dr. Gatell. Everything's fine. Very good.
You tell me.
What's going on? Tonight nobody sleeps, you say.
No, exactly. I mean, I have this suspicion that it's going to be a very interesting night because obviously we have to be on the lookout for Iran's reactions, which, if I'm not mistaken, has launched an attack against Saudi Arabia. Let's see how far that attack goes. And well, obviously, we also have to see what happens with Yemen because of the Houthis who wanted to make their symbolic attack, because what's happening in Yemen is basically irrelevant. Now, but, well, obviously, yes, we're at risk of the conflict exploding. Here, it's an interesting game where everyone is waiting for the other to make a... So, yes, it became very clear that Iran wanted to provoke the war in such a way that they could blame Israel. Of course, it's a very twisted logic, isn't it? Because Iran's excuse is that Israel bombed Beirut. Israel bombardment to airborne before bombing. And that was with the approval of the United States. I mean, with the agreement that Beirut would not be attacked unless Hezbollah kept bombing northern Israel. And Hezbollah did it. So at the end of the line, we have Hezbollah. Hezbollah is the one provoking all of this. But of course, Iran will always act this way, taking advantage of the attitude of the media, because the media will always go along with this. In the logic of, I mean, the negotiation has to include a ban on Israel continuing to attack Hezbollah, but Hezbollah is not being required to stop attacking Israel. I mean, that's this typical anti-Semitic mentality, that Hezbollah is allowed to attack, but Israel has to restrain itself. That's how Iran wanted to play. Okay, Hezbollah attacked, Israel responded. Iran uses that as a pretext, but launches a limited attack, partly because it no longer has the military capabilities it used to have. I mean, Iran is very degraded. I've been pointing this out for a while now. I mean, because a lot of people were telling me, Iran is getting ready, it's arming itself. Yes, that's true, but so are Israel and the United States. Now, no matter how much Iran rearms itself, its ability to restore military power is not the same. I mean, besides the fact that it no longer has the same industrial production capacity for weapons because its factories were severely damaged by bombings under international controls, on the other hand, also doesn't have money. It's very, very extremely, and I know I'm repeating myself, limited. So for Iran, it's very difficult to rearm against the United States and Israel, right? But then Iran launches a relatively small attack to preserve its stockpile on one hand, but also to be able to say it was a small attack. So don't blame me for provoking the war. The blame will be on Israel if they respond. And then if Israel responds with an attack, Well, it's actually also limited. I mean, from what I can read in the news, it wasn't really a massive attack by Israel. It was more of a targeted attack on strategic sites, a drone factory, Tehran airport, anti-aircraft batteries. I mean, more of a preparatory attack, or for whatever comes next. I mean, to catch Iran even more weakened without drones available, without anti-aircraft batteries available. An attack that in any case also sends a very specific message. Iran didn't have the ability to do anything to Israel. In other words, the missile attack was completely neutralized, and all the missiles that posed a threat were effectively intercepted. And on the other hand, the attack that Israel launches against Iran, once again, it's Israel walking around like it owned the place in Iranian territory. In other words, once again, showing that Iran, despite supposedly rearming or reorganizing itself, has not managed to build even a minimally efficient air defense system. Israel went in, bombed, and left without any problems. And then Israel also responds at a level where you could say, well, it was a little attack from Iran, and then a little retaliation, everything made to sound small from Israel. So once again, the ball is in Iran's court to see what they do. And obviously, what seems to happen is an attack on Saudi Arabia, which will probably also be contained, so they can't be pointed out as the culprit. But here the interesting point is to see how Iran is always on the edge between the problem, or rather with the problem, of, on one hand, not showing weakness. Because if it doesn't respond, it would look weak. But on the other hand, making a mistake that could provoke a definitive escalation. So Iran is in a very delicate situation and under a lot of stress too. Besides knowing that they don't have enough military capabilities to face a war, they're short on money. I repeat, I mean, the embargo in Hormuz is still affecting them deeply. On the other hand, there are two issues with the civilian population. There are already people protesting in the streets. I mean, once again, there are Iranian people in the streets against the regime, and this is what they fear the most in the end, because it would represent the internal collapse of the regime. I mean, the internal breakdown of the regime. The most dangerous thing is never going to be attacks from the outside, but rather the internal problems, the internal weakness, the osteoporosis of the regime. I mean, with people turning against them inside their own Iranian territory. So a fundamental thing there was that obviously they had to keep that as hidden as possible. And that's why it really catches my attention, looking at it in perspective. After about a week, that it was the president of Iran, Pezeshkian, who gave the order to restore internet access. Without the authorization, or without consulting the Revolutionary Guards, which already seems like a sabotage measure by Pezeshkian, precisely to start undermining the power of the Revolutionary Guards. I mean, restoring internet access so that the people of Iran could, for a few days, have the chance to communicate to the world how things are inside there. Well, so that the United States and Israel can verify how things are and can redefine their strategy based on that, right? So right now, the situation is very favorable for the United States. The United States can wash its hands and say, I didn't do anything. I want the negotiations to continue. Iran is the one that's in the position where it's not just about saying, I don't want to negotiate, because they've been saying that. But now it's, I don't want to negotiate and I'm going to attack. I mean, Iran is standing on the edge of the abyss. And that's not what the United States and Israel want. Because at the end of the day, if Iran makes a mistake, the one who's going to lose is Iran. Now, everyone knows that this war is practically inevitable because Iran still hasn't shown any willingness to surrender. So with this, they're pushing them a little further, or maybe there's still a minimal chance, but it's there that all of this will push the regime, the Revolutionary Guards, to collapse. And well, ideally, control would be taken over by politics. And they would finally proceed to surrender so that all of this can finally end, right? But anyway, my final assessment of the day is that the situation right now for Iran is much worse than it was 24 hours ago.
Thank you very much for this insight into what's happening there right now. I'm going to ask you something. Well, I'm going to show you something. United States Ambassador Mike Jukabi just 10 minutes ago said Iran fired at Israel last night and early today. Alerts sounded at 6 in the morning in Jerusalem. They were intercepted. Thank God. Iran and its agents, the proxies from the sea, want to incinerate America and Israel. Satan's mothership is in Tehran. Donald J. Trump told Bibi not to attack Iran tonight. Donald J. Trump said that he makes the decisions and that Bibi doesn't make any decisions. Donald J. Trump said that the agreement signed with Iran will have to be accepted by Israel no matter what, whether they like it or not. The question I have for Dr. Gatell, what happens next with Trump and Bibi?
What? Nothing. Nothing. Everything stays the same. I mean, actually, it's convenient for the United States and Israel to keep playing with this perception that the US president and the Israeli prime minister are fighting. But the reality is that nothing is going to happen. I mean, Trump is pretending he's not part of this escalation, that it's a matter between Israel and Iran. Because Trump wants to keep playing that game of, I want to negotiate. I want this to be resolved through negotiation. Look, we all know that negotiation has no future under the current terms. I mean, for that negotiation to make sense, the Revolutionary Guards have to give up power. Because everything the United States is negotiating with Iran's new policy, the Revolutionary Guard is simply going to say no. You know it, I know it. The public knows it. They know it in Israel. They know it in the United States. I mean, that's no mystery. So again, we need to stop paying so much attention to the game of statements and look at what's happening on the ground in the real world.
Here it's very interesting, for example, what Trump says. We have to analyze it carefully because he says that the one who makes the decisions is me. And that, in many ways, is a lie in every sense. That's right.
I mean, look, this whole war has been carried out at the pace and under the guidelines set by the United States, not by Israel. Israel would have conducted this war very differently, but of course they couldn't do it because they're slaves. And that's it. Israel would have conducted this war very differently. But of course, it couldn't do it because Israel doesn't have the capability or massive. I mean, they have the technology, they have, let's say, the military quality, but they don't have the quantity because of the size of Iran and the size, the regime and the military capabilities, the military infrastructure of the regime and of a regime that has been entrenched in power for 47 years. In order to carry out this war, an alliance with the United States is absolutely necessary. I mean, the difference between the two-day war and what we saw in March and April is overwhelming. So here's the interesting part. When you bring the United States in as your partner in a matter like this, especially because of how expensive it is, economically speaking, the United States doesn't come in as a partner. The United States comes in as the boss. So, well, that was the risk for Israel. Well, not the risk, the problem for Israel, or rather the uncomfortable situation for Israel, because it's not really a problem, not exactly. The uncomfortable situation for Israel was that it would have to accept that things would be done at the pace set by the United States and in the style decided by the United States. And that's still the case. So Trump is the one who makes the decisions. Now, if later on, look, connect the dots. Trump is the first to come out and say, I'm the one who makes the decisions. And a few hours later, Israel launches a bombing on strategic sites in Iran. What's the conclusion we should draw? That Trump agreed with that. I mean, right now, we haven't seen any particular movements in Washington. There will probably be complaints, protests, like there were when I wasn't very happy with the attack in Beirut. But in the end, this Israeli attack benefits the United States. I mean, everything that is unfolding right now benefits the United States. If hostilities resume, Iran is more weakened, but also this attack was a way to gauge how prepared Iran is in case of an attack. They have already been confirmed as unprepared. So the United States also already knows what the situation is about. But secondly, Iran's reaction to attacking Saudi Arabia. Now, it turns out that Saudi Arabia has to remember that Trump told them that after the war, he wants to see the Abraham Accords signed. And Saudi Arabia said no. So, paradoxically, I mean, unintentionally, Iran is reminding Saudi Arabia that it has to get involved, sign, and join the Abraham Accords. Because, quite simply, if not, it's exposed. In other words, once again, the weakness of the Gulf countries, the monarchies, becomes evident that even with the situation as it is right now, they are vulnerable to Iran. So they need to join the Abraham Accords. So actually, it's a scenario that is deeply positive for the United States if we think about the ultimate goals. Now, Trump has to keep playing this game of wanting to reach a negotiation, he said. Let's see if we sign it between Monday or Wednesday. He's been saying that for 3 weeks now, moving the dates, postponing them. We're basically in a boy who cried wolf situation, right? Do you remember this children's story about Peter, who's always saying, well, Prokofiev has a wonderful musical piece about this. And Peter is always saying, the wolf is coming, and the whole town comes out. And Peter is just laughing because he's doing it as a joke. But when the wolf really comes and attacks his flock, eating his sheep, Peter runs to warn everyone, but no one believes him or helps. We've been seeing that game, but interestingly, in this case, what I notice is that it's not Peter who's saying the wolf is coming, or in this case, an agreement is coming. It's the wolf who's doing it. In other words, the United States is the one that has been buying time, playing with time, because the Iranian economy keeps collapsing. And because the population in Iran keeps increasing its anti-regime sentiment and keeps, strengthening its subversive stance, its rebellious stance, and the internal collapse of Iran is real. And look, in real terms, in very simple and plain terms, the best way for the Iranian regime to fall would be that a spontaneous collapse, an internal collapse. Just let it keep going. That's why the United States and Israel have been so passive about the idea of restarting the attacks. Well, right now, this situation started to develop. Iran is under a lot of stress, and at any moment, it could make a serious mistake. We saw it this week with the attacks on 4 Arab countries. We saw it with their attempts to sink American ships. We saw it with all of this. This is proof that Iran is not only not negotiating, they're actually demanding not to negotiate. Iran has completely changed its approach in the negotiations. It no longer has anything to do with the nuclear issue. Iran is demanding that in order to continue negotiating, they be given $24 or $36 billion because Iran is desperate for money, and Trump is laughing his head off. And still, in fact, just yesterday, it became known that the United States has plans to start using that money to repair the damage that Iran caused in the Arab countries. So Iran is in an increasingly difficult, more compromised situation. In other words, it's a situation that is actually deeply comfortable and deeply advantageous for the United States. So I can foresee that at some point, Netanyahu and Trump will keep pretending that they're at odds. Remember, that's exactly what they were doing in June of last year. When Israel took Iran by surprise in the so-called 12-day war, it was right after a couple of weeks where it seemed like everything between Trump and Netanyahu was just fights and arguments, and Trump scolding him, and insults from Trump, and the rebellious attitude from Netanyahu. And all of that just set the stage for a surprise attack that wiped out in the first strike. At that moment, the entire top brass of the army, especially of the Iranian Air Force, Iran failed to fight back and took around 10 hours to respond. So what's the surprise? The only thing I see is that they're still using the same distraction. And a lot of people keep falling for the same trick. And Iran, especially Iran right now, as I said, under all this stress, on the verge of making a crucial mistake, we have to pay close attention to see how things turn out, on the verge of making close attention to see how things turn out. Saudi Arabia, or the possibility of attacks in other Gulf countries. But honestly, what I'm seeing between Trump and Netanyahu is the same thing I've been seeing for a year now, or even a little more. Exactly the same. So I don't see it. If I'm seeing the same thing, I suspect the results are going to be the same.
Incredible, Dr. Gatell. The source of knowledge that Dr. Gatell has is incredible. Dr. Gatell, that's not the topic, because it's not. But it seems to me that they just sent all the leftists from Peru to the opposition bench. Results right now, 100 counted 92%, 766 of the total records. He leads Keiko Fujimori by more than 500,000 votes. Keshtu. What does this mean? Quickly, because that's not the topic, but it's... No, wait for me.
Wait for me. Actually, it is the topic. It is the topic. I mean, to understand why the United States, and that has to be said here. That's what bothers Israel. But I repeat, oh well, you brought in the United States. They're the bosses. To understand why the United States has pursued a tangential war in Iran, you have to understand that this is a hybrid war. The first global hybrid war. And it's a war that's being fought on many fronts. And right now, one of the less visible fronts, but still important, was the elections in Peru, because it's about continuing to sideline the left. And the upcoming election in Colombia is a bit more striking, but in the end, it's the same thing. Then comes Brazil's. But right now, we're talking about a hybrid war. Let's see. So that we can always have the full picture, we have to pay attention to all of this at the same time. First, Iran, obviously, right? The Strait of Hormuz and whatever might happen there. Dos. Second, and obviously the local war that Israel has with Hezbollah and with Hamas, right? Especially with Hezbollah. But Hamas won't take long to join in as well. Third, the war between Iran and the Arab countries. Let's say that's the immediate environment. What's in the backyard? But fourth, the war between Russia and Ukraine is also important, especially because Ukraine is working very strongly in favor of the United States.
Sorry, so you're telling me this is the first round. 1 second, 1 second. Let's see. Because, excuse me, Dr. Gatell. Let's see, I'm typing in elections, general summary here. Yes, I'm missing something. Or not.
I don't think so, right?
I don't know.
Because look, the quick poll, the quick exit poll.
No, this says updated as of June 8th, 2026, 5:30 in the morning. Please.
Mhm.
All right, let's continue.
Well, all right. Okay. So as I was saying, the war in Ukraine, because Ukraine is working in favor of the United States, I'm telling you, for a while now, I've been suspecting that the fights between Trump and Zelensky might just be for show. Because when the Strait of Hormuz was blocked and Iranian oil transactions were canceled, the one who was going to benefit was... But it was precisely when Ukraine intensified its attacks, severely damaging Russia's export capabilities, and the one selling all that oil, or, well, the vast majority of the oil that's needed, is the United States. So thanks to Ukraine, the United States is making a fortune. The amount of money coming into Texas and Louisiana right now is outrageous, especially when oil is at its most expensive. So if I stick to what is being said, the United States and Ukraine are at odds. If I stick to what I see, to what is actually happening, I would tell you they are allies. But, well, that's something we also have to take into account. We also have to take Spain into account. Because all this legal onslaught that will end with Zapatero in jail is going to take down the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party with it. And with them, Pedro Sanchez, one of Iran's main allies. So it's also a siege against Pedro Sanchez. So it's part of this whole conflict. We're also talking about the siege against drug trafficking, about the pressure that the United States is increasingly putting on Mexico. because of all the problems here, and not just in Mexico, but also in Ecuador, where bombings have already happened. We're also talking about the electoral processes that are going to take place. Well, that are happening right now in Peru, the most discreet one. The upcoming event in Colombia will draw a lot of attention, but the one in Brazil will be even more significant due to Brazil's regional influence. And we're also talking about the internal conflict in the United States with the Democrats. Right now, the epicenter of the conflict with the Democrats is the election in Los Angeles. It's clear. There's fraud happening there. I mean, statistically speaking, there's no way to refute this, right? So this thing with Keiko Fujimori is definitely part of the whole conflict. And well, so it's another step forward. I mean, let's go back to the point. Since USAID closed, the leftists haven't won any election. So there you can see the entire structure established by Barack Obama, how it was benefiting the leftist movements, Castro's Chavism, and Iranian terrorism, and on top of all that, how it was benefiting them. I mean, with Barack Obama, little by little, the smoke is clearing, things are settling down, the dust is settling at the bottom of the glass. It's increasingly clear that Barack Obama was a traitor. That's it, period. No sugarcoating it, right? So this whole Keiko situation is also interesting for understanding the bigger picture. Now, do you want to understand why the United States behaves the way it does? Just keep in mind that the United States isn't taking things one by one. It's moving all the pieces at the same time, all the time. So we have to take all these angles into account when doing the analysis.
Thank you. Incredible, Dr. Gatell. What could happen today? Thank you.
It could happen that, look, suddenly what seems most likely is that Iran loses control. They do something foolish, like the current bombing of Saudi Arabia, launch a very violent attack against the Gulf countries. Right now against Israel, well, in this kind of mutual test they did, Iran has already seen that the Israeli defenses are ready. Israel has seen Iran has nothing to defend itself with. So it could happen that in a completely visceral, irrational, and fanatical reaction, which unfortunately is not uncommon in the case of Iran. I mean, we're not talking about reasonable people. Iran, my grandmother, they aren't reasonable people. And it could happen that Iran makes a mistake and the war breaks out again soon after. If Iran crosses all the red lines, the United States and Israel will go after them. Or it could happen that Iran still manages to hold back and launches attacks, for example, against Saudi Arabia or other Gulf countries, but in a limited way, like it did with Israel, also to test how things are going. And tomorrow we go back to this scenario where Trump is still making his moves. There's a negotiation here. They have until Thursday, right? I mean, it was another one of the many deadlines that Trump gave. This has to be resolved by Thursday. Now, he has given so many deadlines that nobody knows if he will follow through or not. That's exactly the territory Donald Trump likes most, where no one knows what he'll do. Because that's exactly how he catches everyone off guard, especially Iran, which has already been caught off guard twice. Their leaders are currently in graves, actually several because of that. So what we can see is still this game of negotiations, and things are calming down right now. And over the course of these days, it'll be interesting to see how Trump follows up on what he told Iran. Remember what he said? Okay, that's enough. You've already fired. That's enough. Stop it. Go back to the negotiating table. Iran is not going back to the negotiating table. On the contrary, now it has fired at Saudi Arabia. So this is something that will eventually be used against Iran. It's hard to predict what might happen. I mean, Iran might still manage to hold back and not make the ultimate mistake. But it's definitely getting closer to that. So the most likely thing right now is that the war will start. I don't know if it's tomorrow or later or Thursday or Tuesday. I mean, either in a week or in 2. But every event is one more step, bringing us closer to the restart of the war. There is still some chance that all of this is playing in favor of the group of Iranian negotiators, I mean the political group, and taking power away from the Revolutionary Guards. So we shouldn't be surprised if suddenly Iran itself causes its own change from within. But honestly, I see that as more unlikely, more difficult, more distant. I think that's the way it is. The snapshot we can take at this moment, obviously, waiting to see if other things happen. But the snapshot at this moment tells us that we are closer to war. And it is true that it could start today.
Thank you, Dr. Gatell. Gatell, for spending your time with us at Military Strategies. You're home too. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what occurs. Thank you.
Thank you. Not at all. Thank you for the invitation. I mean, obviously, I've had a bit of a complicated day having to review all the information. You know how this is. It happens to you too.
Me, thank you. Today I was out fishing, Dr. Gatell. Today I was fishing.
Instead of a fish or sea bream, you got some news and had to stop.
I had to run out, leave the rods, the fish over there. Well, it was crazy, Dr. Gatell. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us.
No, on the contrary. And well, obviously, I suppose we'll see each other soon because there's still more to talk about.
Very good night, Dr. Gatell.
A pleasure. See you soon.
See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye. Great, really great Gatell. He's a genius among geniuses. Sesh. And his knowledge is always gold. Family, thank you so much for being live with us. For now, this is what we have. I'm going to try to rest for 5 minutes before the alarm goes off again. This is like, you know how it works. Alarms, bunker, up, down, everything. Well, anyway, and we'll see you in the next show here on Military Strategies. Thank you for being live with us. The news is there. I don't lie. The data doesn't lie. See you in the next show.